It's not hard to see why Wales is regarded as a rallying playground, rugged forestry mixed with the legendary gravel stages. But 2020 has been a year to forget for rallying in Wales. I'm Jade Paveley, a professional driver and former rally champion. I had hoped to compete in Wales Rally GB before it was cancelled due to COVID. Now I'm taking a look at how rallying has been affected.
So after such a strange year, where does this leave motorsport in Wales?
2020 was meant to be sort of my coming back year. The aim was to get back on the ladder and continue with my journey in the sport. With the COVID situation, it has put a massive halt to that.
It's been a question of trying to fit enough rallies into a season, let alone trying to get rallies to actually compete with in a season.
Just before Wales Rally GB, we maybe do £20,000 worth of testing before then. And with the cancellation of GB, we've had no testing before that, so that's a huge chunk of business disappeared through the year.
This is one of the strangest years I can ever remember.
Don't be fooled by the serenity of Wales's rally locations. These beautiful backdrops can play host to some of the most challenging driving conditions, with Wales having a long love affair of both rallying and racing. Over the years, some of the world's greats have tried and failed to tame the uncompromising challenge. But it's been events outside any driver's control that has led to the roars of the engines being silenced. Because of COVID, Wales Rally GB was cancelled, and now there are fears that it may not return to Wales in the future. To find out more, I've come to meet someone who's been a pioneer in Formula One, rallying and the automotive industry. He's currently the chairman of Motorsport UK.
This is one of the strangest years I can ever remember, and in so many different ways. You know, we started off with great ambitions for the year ahead, and with Motorsport UK, we have a big programme of events across all different disciplines. No, it's hit everybody quite hard.
How important is it for Wales to have the round of the World Rally Championship within Wales? How's it benefited from that?
I still think today Wales, as far as the UK is concerned, is the hub of rallying. It's where the biggest support comes from the local people. It's the strongest participation, whether it's from local club 12 cars to road rallying to forest rallying. I took part, the first international rally I took part in was the Welsh International in those days. That was a massive event, 3 days long, enormous support around the country. And of course, you know, subsequent to that, we've had the World Rally Championship for the best part of 20 years.
If Wales don't have the Wales Rally GB, the round of the British Championship, where do you think it could go?
Well, the ambition for, from Motorsport UK point of view for Rally GB is that we circulate it around the different countries of the UK, Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland. It could be in England, there could be a possibility of doing something in the north of England as well. But what we would like to do in an ideal world is find a method that 1 in 3 years it goes to the different countries, and the other couple of years it's supported by perhaps a major British Championship event in there or something of that nature. We need to backfill as well so that there's continuity and you don't lose the organisational skills and the support locally. And I wonder whether we should be actually having a bigger picture look at this now and saying, why do we need to restrict ourselves to one small area? Why couldn't we go back, perhaps not completely back to the days when Colin was winning in this car, travelling all around the country, but we could certainly do something that was far longer, further afield, and I think that would benefit everybody.
But what would not holding the rally in Wales mean? I've come to a rally school in Carno, mid-Wales, to speak to an owner that has been closed for nearly a year due to COVID.
It just takes rallying off the compass in the UK, and there's people seeing Rally GB that then go, oh, I'd like to have a go at that. So they come and have a go at the school. So it's an advertising revenue gone, it's testing revenue gone, and it's grassroots of the sport disappeared again.
And if Wales Rally GB didn't come back next year, what's it looking like for your business?
It's going to be difficult, and we're going to have to find ways to diversify and find other ways of bringing people here.
According to Motorsport UK, the governing body of the sport, Wales Rally GB annually generates an excess of £9 million worth of economic benefit for the region. But could it be time for a change? And if it was to move, where might it go?
I think it would be nice to keep it in the forests, but it seems at the moment that, you know, with negotiations, it's going to go to Northern Ireland at the moment. There is an organiser there who has basically been putting on events for quite a number of years, and he's absolutely driving force in getting it to Northern Ireland. He just needs the Northern Irish government to pay the money, and then, you know, the promoter will follow. I don't think it matters to him necessarily. As long as they get the money and they'll put a quality event on, then that'll be good for them.
Good for Northern Ireland, but what about Wales? If Wales did lose the rally, what might that mean to future generations coming through the ranks? Osian Pryce is a Welsh driver whose talent recently got him a drive in the World Rally Championship. When COVID struck, his rallying plans were stopped too. He's been working hard at his family business in mid-Wales as a builder, but still has high hopes of getting back into rallying.
2020 was meant to be sort of my coming back year. We've had 2 years that have been really quiet prior to that, and the aim was to get back on the ladder and continue with my journey in the sport. With the COVID situation, it has put a massive halt to that, and you know, only one rally at the start of the year in March. You know, it's not the ideal way of doing things.
If Wales Rally GB didn't happen in Wales, how would that make you feel?
I mean, Rally GB in Wales has been brilliant for me. It's been massive for the economy. You know, it brings so much into the local area. But as a traditional end-of-year rally, you know, the RAC was on gravel in the UK and in the Forests of Wales. So it would be a shame to lose that aspect of it. However, I do understand that people within the promoters of the championship want to shake things up a little bit and you know, add different rounds, different experiences. The challenge will remain the same, whether it's in Wales or anywhere else, but in terms of the economy, the following, and us, the locals, it would be a massive shame to lose it from Wales.
If Wales was to lose the rally, then it would be a double blow to the Welsh rally fans. Llangeflei's Melvyn Evans was an outstanding driver in the 2020 World Rally Championship. Having joined Toyota at the start of the season, he opened with a podium place at the Rally of Monte Carlo before going on to win the Swedish and Turkish rounds. If it wasn't for the changeable and icy conditions in the last round of the championship at Monza, Melvyn Evans could have taken the World Championship title.
Shiny, awkward falling. Both okay?
It really was a case of, oh, what could have been. When the World Rally Championship comes to Wales, it's based in North Wales, where I live. It's got the fantastic backdrop of the Great Orme, which is also used as a stage. I'm going for a drive with Claire Williams, a grassroots competitor and navigator, to discuss what it's like to take part.
I think the good thing about this stage is it's just so beautiful, isn't it? And like, obviously you're not looking at the scenery when you're competing, are you? But it's just all part of the atmosphere, it's all part of it, isn't it?
I hope you're not looking at the scenery, because certainly the co-driver's not. But yeah, if you look at sort of videos and pictures of this stage, it's always one of the most scenic places you can rally. I mean, you've got the ocean that side, and then you've got a cliff face that side.
I don't think it'll be the same. You know, if it doesn't come back here, I think that'll be a real shame.
Wales Rally GB uses a lot of gravel stage, so then to come on a fixed, sealed surface stage like this, it does test drivers, especially because you've got the curves, you've got the cliff face. It's a short stage, but you've really got to have your wits about you on this one, and it's very fast as well. I mean, right now we're seeing a lot of corners, but when you're in a fully fledged rally car, it's pretty much flat out, because those things can brake instantly, they can turn.
I love this bit. This is my absolute favourite bit, because it's just like, it's floaty, it's fast and floaty, you have to keep it on it.
Yeah. Well, the WRC guys will be 100% committed. But yeah, I've done this stage a couple of times, a few times between rallies. So I did it, last time I did it was in February, as part of the British Rally Championship. Used it a couple of times before that, and yeah, like I said, it's not a long stage by any means, but it's very enjoyable, I've got to be honest. It's iconic as well.
Melvyn Evans Motorsport is a company who specialise in World Rally cars and their preparation. They both build and rent out cars for rallying, and whilst they prefer the rally to stay in Wales, moving to Northern Ireland could benefit their business.
We might make it better for us because being tarmac, I think we'd have more people that want to hire cars to go on tarmac. You know, with a gravel, it's like last year when we ran it, it's quite hard on the cars, it gets quite costly. And people are talking to me now, if Rally Ireland comes in, they're saying, look, we need cars. So I think if it does happen in Ireland, I know we'll definitely have 2, if not 3 cars already booked, you know. So as long as it goes to Ireland on tarmac, I'm quite happy. Where it is in North Wales at the moment, I think it needs a bit of a change. But I think if it goes on tarmac, I'm more of a tarmac person as well. And I think that from a business point of view for us, it'll be, you know, we'll have more cars out on a tarmac event.
Whatever the future for Wales Rally GB, one thing remains certain: Wales will always offer a spectacular venue for rallying. It's done so over the years, and it will continue to offer a stern test for any World Rally driver. I hope it does return to Wales, and maybe I'll be the one sat on the start line behind the wheel, ready to rally.